What's going on, ladies and gents? We back at it again for another episode. Steve, what's going on, my guy?
Things good.
All
You
right,
got it.
that's what I like to hear. Today we're going to be talking to you guys about PEPE, the newest, latest, and greatest meme coin. It's a big money grab, but don't be exit liquidity.
All right, let's get going. So, Champ, what is a meme coin?
Generally speaking, it's a cryptocurrency term, just for popular cryptos, different currencies that are community based. They're normally depicted with comical or animated meme faces that we use on social media platforms, as a joking manner. And they just build support with a niche community. They're supposed to be fun, but they are really, really, really high risky investments, and they hold little to no value. But community gets behind them, pumps it. The suspense gets behind it, and then FOMO ensues, and everybody invests their bread into it.
Yeah. So listen, in short, guys, my definition of a meme coin would be it's pretty much crypto lottery at the end of the day. So just imagine buying a scratch off ticket.
Right.
Some are winners, most are losers. That's a meme coin.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get right into it. So, what is PEPE coin?
So PEPE is, again, it's one of the newest meme coins that just came into the market. It's a deflationary meme coin. That's a ERC20 based token launched on the Ethereum platform. It was the character is named Pepe the Frog. It was an internet meme started, early 2000s, by a guy named Matt Fury. And basically, it's just another meme coin. It's just something that was launched as a joke. They knew that they had just the market has been really dry. There hasn't been a lot of movement as far as like utility tokens, and we haven't had a large meme coin happen since Shiba Inu. That was the last, the last frontier of meme coins that kind of came about. But PEPE is really the same thing. There's nothing special about it. They do have a couple advantages to it, to the use of it, to the investment in it, but it's no real utility at all. You can't use it to pay for anything. You can't buy anything with it. It's literally just a community-based internet meme coin.
So most of these meme coins have no case use for the most part.
Absolutely, for the most part. Now you do have some that kind of come out and they start off as a meme coin, where it's just they just build a community. They get a frantic following behind it. A lot of people put a lot of capital behind it, and it gives the project liquidity, and then they branch off and they begin to do other things. Solve problems. You're allowed to pay for things, Starbucks, movie theater tickets, etc. But for the most part, 99% of memes are solely memes, just entertainment coins.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just, they have a nice little roadmap behind them. It's really simple.
We don't got to go too deep with those guys.
Yeah, I kind of
we don't want to really promote you guys to deep diving into a project like that. You can spend your time, diving into some projects that really have case use.
that actually matter, right? All right. So the next, let's go into, how much PEPE has gone up since its launch. So right now, it's at about a 3,604% gain overall, according to market cap. But there are other reports and other news clippings that have came out that it's done over 5 million% since its inception. PEPE came out April 18th was the launch date. Today is now May 8th and is down 30% this morning. But yeah, it's had a astronomical run. So, like Steve said, it is one of those projects where, you roll in the dice. You can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. So that's kind of the purpose of today's video. We not only want to highlight what PEPE is, just to kind of bring you guys up to speed, what's going on in the market around you, but we also want to, give you guys the other side of the fence. So where it's cautionary, do not be exit liquidity. Do not be the guy that gets dumped on because you're chasing green candles. So our next question we're gonna get into is how do you find out what exchanges carry crypto projects? Steve, I know you're a wizard behind this. I want you to take this one.
So guys, listen, and there's a ton of people in my inbox. So anytime I post a project, everybody wants to FOMO in, like, hey, where do I buy it? Where do I buy it? If that's the first question that you ask yourself in cryptocurrency, I'm going to answer it right now. You need to get some sort of knowledge first, right? Because if you don't know where to buy it, there's so many layers of what you don't know, because that should be 101 in how we teach things, right? You have to understand what you're buying, right? Because if you don't understand what you're buying, how much money are you going to put behind it? How big do you think it's going to get? So there's so many people that are just taking things for face value and not doing the proper due diligence. So again, if you have to ask where to buy it, I'm going to answer it right now in this video for you. But that's not a way to approach crypto professionals, right? It's our biggest pet. Well, my biggest pet peeve is when I'm asked that question, because it's so multi-layer. So even if I told you where to buy it, your next question is, well, how do I buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I'm going to tell you, well, then how do you secure it after you do buy it? So there's levels to this, and you should really refer to some of our coursework, or just, the information's out there. We just save you the time, and that's why you invest with us. But it's definitely out there. So here we go, guys. How do you buy? How do you figure out what exchange carries a coin? So I'm going to share a screen now. Can you see CoinMarketCap?
Yes, sir.
Guys, this is the holy grail of it all, right? And again, do your own research, but this is one of the few sites that we use to actually compile data, crypto data. So it's called coinmarketcap.com, right? Once you go there, you'll be able to search. There's a search bar. You can just put in the project. So right now we're talking about PEPE, so we're here. So if you want to figure out where PEPE is sold, there's an overview that's going to give you, pricing data. And I'm not going to go too deep because this is not a CoinMarketCap tutorial. But if you go right here to markets, it's going to give you every single exchange that carries this PEPE coin, right? So Binance, Uniswap, KuCoin. There's different pairings that you have to know about. So this is why I tell you there's levels to this. So if you don't know the basic fundamentals of crypto, you're going to get here, and even at looking at this wouldn't give you too much. It gives you a little bit of information, but there's still some pieces you have to put together. So one of the things I want to focus on while you're here is you want to look at the volume, right, that an exchange has. So here, under Binance, you're noticing $205 million, and this volume is usually within the last 24 hours. So the reason that volume is important in picking the right exchange, right? So this right here is telling me that Binance confidence is high. That means that there's a lot of buyers and sellers. You guys have to understand, when you're buying these meme coins, you have to go somewhere where there's a lot of liquidity in the exchange. That means money coming in, money coming out. In order for Steve to sell, someone has to be on the buying side. So if no one's buying and the crypto has crashed or everybody has exited that meme coin, guess who's left holding the bag?
You.
Exactly. So meme coins are nothing more than musical chairs, called the digital crypto lottery, and musical chairs. And you know how musical chair works. The last guy without a chair is usually the guy. The only difference is, just imagine a room full of 3 chairs and 10 million people. That's a meme coin.
Love it.
Right. Keep that mental note. Now, so Binance has 22% of the volume coming out of it. So if I wanted to invest in a meme coin or any sort of crypto project, I would always look at Binance or Binance.us, it being the biggest exchange for liquidity, especially if you want to get in and out. My portfolio is long-term hold, so I'm on cold storage. I don't care so much about liquidity, but all the exchanges I buy from tend to have high confidence, meaning there's a lot of in and out buying and selling going on at all times. So I'm going to give you an example. 205 million coming out of Binance, they have 22%. You start to look at this Uniswap version 3 against PEPE Turbo, right? 37,000. So I wouldn't buy this Turbo stable coin to enter it because there's no money coming out of it, right? Here's another example. OpenSea has PEPE paired with Tether, but no one's buying it on OpenSea, right? It's about $5,000 in liquidity coming out of there. So if I'm holding $1 million worth of this stuff and I want to liquidate it, this is not the site that you go to try to find a buyer. So what's going to happen is when you enter a sell in a spot in a particular exchange that has no money coming out of it, your sale order would just sit there. It would not fill it, right? So if I want to sell 1 million or 100 million of these, there's just no one to buy.
No one to buy it. Yeah.
So this is the greatest mystery for some reason, right? Because you guys are basically skipping over the fundamentals of crypto and you're turning it into, you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time right now. So if you have to ask where to buy it, I would never get involved in a meme coin if you don't have the fundamentals.
Nice. Nice. I love how you broke that down for the readers. You know what I mean, for the people tuning in. Now let me ask you something. Is it too late by the time you hear about a meme coin to buy in?
Listen, we tend to sell the news, right? It's not that it's too late. It's just you got to think. If guys are getting in and it's a million X, it's 10,000X, it's 5,000X. So slowly, as this thing starts to accumulate and draw more investors, it starts to become a little late. Not that you can't make money, but you definitely don't want to hold it for too long, right?
Right.
So the more days that go by, the more exchanges that pick up. So every time a new exchange picks it up, you'll get a spike. Why? Because there's new liquidity coming into the market. There's new investors buying into it. So if somebody like Coinbase was to pick up PEPE, I could tell you that it'll be a huge spike. Why? Because the barrier of entry for most new investors is really low, in comparison to Coinbase. Whereas KuCoin, which would be more so for a sophisticated investor who there's different layers and steps to being able to open the account. And then you have to know how to fund the account. So KuCoin and Binance, being the two of the biggest exchanges, would shed more light and bring more investors into the market for meme coins.
Nice.
So in short, yes, it is too late to be putting a whole boatload of money around it. Case in point, just yesterday it was only down maybe 5%, and today it's down 30%. So if you were FOMO'd in, you'd be down almost, depending on what your entry is, you'll be down almost 30% from yesterday.
Right.
So this is how volatile this coin is. But then, I invested in it last week and I was up 100%.
Right. Absolutely. Nice. I love how you broke that down. And I share the same sentiment when it comes to, hearing the news on a meme coin. Yep. 9 times out of 10, typically when you hear it, it's too late. You definitely can make a couple dollars, but you can also lose. You're always putting yourself in a risky position regardless, because you're coming in on the tail end. So you can be left holding the bag. And a lot of times these meme coins, they get rugged. That's one key thing I wanted to annotate on this call is when it comes to meme coins, sometimes the coding is flawed from the beginning, right? And this is not for everybody to, have to deep dive into what the coding is and all of that, but just giving you guys vantage. We've been in this space for many years, 2015 for myself and Steve. So we've seen a lot of projects come and go. And when it comes to meme coins, what they do is they purposely code these projects to where a lot of people come in, they'll put a lot of liquidity into this project. It'll run up, people will make a lot of money. But when it comes time to sell, there are difficulties where people cannot sell. They may remove the liquidity out. And that's what's called a rug pull, where the owners take the funds out of the project itself. And then there's no way for anyone to cash out. You're just left holding tokens. So you guys just have to be careful when it comes to all meme coins. That's it.
So how do you make money with meme coins? Like what strategy do you use?
So how you make money with memes for me personally is first in, first out. So that is my number one strategy when it comes to a meme coin. I like to do a lot of research. I'm a data person. So I like to know the nuances of all projects. I want to know who the founders are. if the project is deflationary. I like to look into all of these factors. But when it comes to solely just making money into the project, you want to be early in, early out. I'm gonna take a quote out of Steve's playbook. See profit, take profit. When it comes to a meme coin, you can easily run up 100%, 200%, 1,000%, easy, right? If you're in the project early, right? Soon as it drops, um, for this case in point, PEPE, it came out on the 18th of April. So if you were in the project on that day, April the 18th, 9 times out of 10, you made a lot of money, a lot of upside. But then right after you got into the project, as soon as you started to see that profit, whatever you're comfortable with, take the profit out. At least if you're going to do anything, take your initial investment out and leave the house money, because you never know. It could still continue to go another 5,000%, 4,000%, etc. Right? But you're always running that risk of losing money if you just hold the project, especially memes in these assets are really, really, really high volatile, high risk.
Okay. You want to share with us some ways that you're able to find out about meme coins before it hits mass media?
Yeah. So one of the great question. One of the main things that I like to do is I follow these exchanges to a T, right? And they always put out information, whether it be on Reddit, whether it's on Twitter, any of their social media pages. I subscribe to a lot of the newsletters that each one of these exchanges release. So I'm able to get news in advance, and it'll say things like, hey, we're going to start listing project XYZ on this date, right? Sometimes they'll give dates, sometimes they don't. They'll just give you a heads up that, hey, we have certain projects that are about to be released. Once you know that they are about to be released, now it is on you to be proactive and go into these social media platforms to surround yourself with other people who may, be a part of the project. They may be part of the community already. And then you're able to get a better vantage and better data points. You'll know when the date it's releasing. You know what pairs it already has, so you can be prepared for that actual release. I do have a tool, but I don't think I'm gonna give it on here because I mean, just for the average person, it's just too high level. It's just a little bit too much. So
listen, next time,
yeah,
you got to drop. You have to drop it in the link. I'm going to call you out on that, right?
Okay, cool.
So in the future, if you don't have it, you don't have it. But if we say we have it, you got to release it. So whether they know what to do with it, that's a different story.
Okay, all right, I got you.
So I have to hold him accountable for what he has.
Yeah,
we're not the type to share with you, so it may not be the right tool for a novice, but we will share what he has.
absolutely. That'll be I'm glad. Thank you for holding me accountable for that. Because we don't gatekeep over here. But I just know, for the average person who's viewing this, who may be novice, it may not be the tool for you to use, but you'll at least have vantage on it. You'll know what it is.
We'll put that in the description.
In the description
for all to have.
All
and
right.
Again, you start off novice, you end up. We were all novice at one point in 15, so you can't think that people, speed up and get to that point. And we do have some, some long-term investors that do follow us too.
Right.
So what do you think the downside to some of these meme coins are? If you were to give us a couple of your downsides.
No utility, no real world use case. I'm a big utility person. So if it solves a real world problem, I'm all for it. If it's one of these projects that just kind of come and they fly by day, fly by night, I'm not really into them. So this is one of them. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to solve a problem. It won't be here long. It's not going to solve a problem. Out the way. Two, a lot of these projects, they're really, really, really risky and really volatile, which means they can go up, they can shoot up astronomically, and they can come down even faster. So, a lot of people go into things like, hey, I need money. I see green candle. Let me invest in this. You can easily lose the money that you invested, and it could be money that you actually need, right? So it also ties back to never invest more than you're willing to lose in cryptocurrency, right? It's just one of those things you have to live by. Yeah, I mean, I'll leave it at that. Give me your opinion. What's your take? What's some of your disadvantages?
So I'm going to share a couple of headlines with you guys, and you'll give you a better take on this. Here's the first. You see it?
Yep.
So Binance, right? We just talked about they had the most liquidity. Somehow halts withdrawals of newly listed meme coins, Pepe and Floki even, right? So the exchange itself took it upon itself due to technical difficulties to stop you from actually selling your coins. Now, can you imagine you had $1 million worth of Pepe to sell and they halted it? And during the halt, what tends to happen is pricing drops at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're going to lose value on these halts. The same thing happened with Robinhood. These guys were doing this in the stock market, and I'm noticing that you guys have to be careful. These crypto exchanges do the same thing. When they see the money pouring out, they lock everything up to keep the liquidity inside the exchange. One or two reasons. One is to keep the liquidity in the exchange because they don't want anybody to cash out. And two, they want to make sure that they cash out. You have to understand these exchanges are actually playing against us too. And a lot of you don't know that. So this is another key point that you have to learn when you're part of a community of crypto teachers and people who have been in this for as long as Champ and I. This is old news to us, but it might be new news to you, or it could be detrimental to you because you don't even know. So Binance halting these coins tells me that Binance probably had a large order in and they wanted to get their stuff out, or they want to take care of their institutional investors first, guys who are buying over the counter with them, not the retail guys like us. There's institutional guys that make a lot of money selling these coins too, guys. The other thing too that meme coins do is when they first come out, they tend to gift it to celebrities or institutional guys that can help push it, right? So they'll give these guys 500 million, $1 billion coins at zero price just for them to push. So be careful in these influencers that are out here. They actually are getting paid. Champ and I don't take any money from any coin projects since we've been in existence, just so you know. And everyone's supposed to disclose if they actually did receive money from a project. So this is something that you see the SEC always harping on and constantly chasing celebrities. So this is the first headline, guys. You would get halted by your exchange. This is the #1 exchange with 22% of the volume that's pulling this stunt. So imagine what the smaller guys are going to do. Yeah. I've had a guy in the group show me a project that he was in that pumped so crazy. He had over $180 million. There was no liquidity to cash out. The company basically cut it off, like Champ says. They can simply not honor the sale. And that's a rug pull. They shut down and you're left holding the bag. It's probably the worst day in the world for you to look at it at your number and know that you can't get to it. And not know why you can get to it. We had to tell him why he couldn't get to it. He never got to it. Here's the next headline. Pepe meme coin hysteria pushes the ETH gas fee to an all-time high, in 1 year all-time high. This is a problem, guys. When these meme coins are built on the Ethereum platform network, and we've told you about this blockchain before. I do not endorse it. Champ does not endorse it. This shows you how trash it is. It's just so easy to build on it. Most of these guys are copying codes of other projects. So it's just there's no it's definitely not the Apple store of projects, right? Because anybody can come here with the project. So these meme coins actually are built on the ETH platform. Because of all this liquidity and volume coming in and out, it creates more pressure on the system, which then escalates the gas fee. So even if Champ and I are doing things that don't have anything to do with Pepe, it's going to affect us because the gas fees are at an all-time high because there's so much volume coming in and out of this ETH blockchain. So that's another situation that creates a problem. Gas fees. I'm over it. And then the last is going to be Pepe coin short sellers. So for guys who day trade, we day trade at Skype and Crypto University. And you can put a short or a long, short meaning it's going to go down, you think, and then a long meaning you think it's going to go up. So in doing so, you have liquidation prices. So this is another thing that exchanges do. When they see so much pressure on one end, they can drive that cost of that price up or down to liquidate a whole bunch of people. So for my guys that think they can kind of read this situation, and listen, it's a 50-50. It's a crapshoot at the end of the day, right? You see enough the coin go high, you see it's down 30%. It might even pick up another 40% by the end of the day. So you have to learn how to read this project and see, what time the liquidities are coming in. Because when the US market, when it's nighttime here, somebody's waking up, overseas.
Yep.
So then there's a whole bunch of new liquidity that comes in. So you just have to know how to catch these market runs and how to read them. So the great part about Skype and Crypto University is, listen, guys, we have coursework that can really, one, protect you. That's the first thing that we want to do, is protect everyone that comes into the space. Two, you need to understand the fundamental values, right? And just the core fundamentals of crypto. What is it? What is blockchain? Before you invest, period. So in the link in the bio, or we're not calling this bio, on the description on YouTube,
Description
you
of the
will
video.
find links to our products. The ebook 101, low barrier of entry, it's low price. We would urge everyone to at least get that. If not, the Bootcamp 101 is really what's going to get you to, getting out of that novice status and becoming more seasoned investor. Because, with Champ and I, we have about over 16 years of combined experience. So when you're actually investing in our products, you have time in market, because we're actually passing that along to you. Anything in close?
Just to piggyback off of it, it really, really, truly helps, anybody who comes across that boot camp. We poured literally our experiences, high level data, and just time in the market all into it. So it really, really helps with the learning curve. And I'm not just saying that just to push a product. It truly is a life-changing boot camp. So if you really are serious about learning cryptocurrency, that is definitely the project for you, the product for you. The Bootcamp 101. It is key. It is vital. But today, this video right here, to talk to you guys about PEPE and meme coins. Listen, it's not really our thing. But in this space, when you are teaching, you always want to give the good, the bad, the ugly. There are opportunities in everything, but there are also threats and risks that you all need to be aware of at every point. And that is what we strive to do at Sky and Crypto University. Steve, did you have anything else you wanted to add to it? All right.
That's it.
Listen, we definitely love you guys. We appreciate you guys engaging. We're going to make sure we're on top of all the comments. So we definitely appreciate all the likes. And we'll be back next time. This is PEPE Meme Coin, big money grab, but don't be exit liquidity.
And listen, forward this video if you appreciate the content that's in here and you found it helpful. Forward it to your friends who are also investing in high risk meme coins. It's important for you to understand this.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Definitely appreciate you.
My guy.